Starting a business in Colorado? Well, it's exciting, right until that paperwork hits. One wrong step and your LLC filing can get rejected, wasting your time and money. So in this video, I'll show you exactly how to form your LLC the right way, skip the legal landmines, and protect your business from day one. And you'll want to stick around because there's one overlooked step that trips up new entrepreneurs all the time, and I'll show you exactly how to avoid it. Now, before we do jump in too deep here, here's one thing to keep in mind. So starting your business, it should be exciting, not overwhelming. But forming an LLC on your own, it can get confusing fast, right? There's all the legal forms, the rules, and easy to miss details. Now, I'll walk you through everything in this video, but if at any time it feels confusing, I've got a favorite LLC formation service that makes the whole process super simple and stress-free. It's guided, beginner-friendly, and only costs $39. If you hit any bumps along the way, just click right up here to get step-by-step help setting up your LLC the right way. That said, let's jump into it. So ever tried coming up with a business name that feels just right only to find out that someone has already snagged it? Well, that's why naming your LLC in Colorado is more than just picking something catchy. You need a name that's unique, follows state rules, and makes it clear that you're an LLC. Here's what you need to know. So your LLC's name, it has to include LLC or limited liability company or a similar abbreviation. Now, this isn't just a formality either. It tells everyone you're a legit business. The name has to be truly unique in Colorado too. You can't just tweak an existing name by adding a word or changing the punctuation. So for example, Summit Coffee LLC and Summit Coffees LLC, they're considered too similar by the state. And some words are also off limits. You can't use terms that, make your business sound like a government entity or an agency or anything that's misleading. And if you're ready to check if your name is available, well, you can use the Colorado Secretary of State's online business name search tool, which is linked below, along with everything else that I mentioned in the video. And just type in your idea and see if it's taken. If it is, you'll need to get creative and try again. If you're not ready to form your LLC right away, you can also reserve your name for 120 days by filing a reservation online, which will give you time to get everything else in order without worrying, that someone else will actually grab the name. And if you want to use a different name for marketing, like a catchy brand or a storefront, you can also register a trade name, which is sometimes called a DBA, doing business as, with the state. So the fee for a DBA in Colorado is only $20. But bottom line, take your time with the name. Make sure it's unique, legal, and available before you start printing up business cards. Now up next, let's talk about a step that can affect your privacy and put your business at risk if you don't do things right. So ever wonder who's actually in charge of making sure that your business gets important legal documents like lawsuits or tax notices without them, just ending up lost in your junk mail pile? Well, that's where a registered agent comes in. And trust me, picking the right one can save you a ton of headaches down the road. I've experienced it. But what is a registered agent and why do you actually need one? Well, in Colorado, every LLC is required by law to have a registered agent. Now, if you skip this step or get it wrong, you could miss something big, like a court summons or a reminder to file an annual report, which could lead to fines or even losing your business's good standing in the state. But here's what you need to know about registered agents in Colorado. So your registered agent, it must have a physical street address in Colorado. No PO boxes allowed. The agent can be you, another member of your LLC, or a professional service. Now, if you use your own address, just remember it becomes part of the public record, which means that anyone can look it up online. And there are also professional registered agent services that are out there that handle all this for you. If you want the best mix of privacy, reliability, and customer support, I recommend that you go with a Northwest registered agent. They'll keep your personal address off the public records, give you a dedicated team for support, and notify you right away if anything urgent comes in. And Northwest, they charge $39 plus state fees to form your LLC, and you can click right up here to check them out or check them out in the description as well. And here's something new for 2025 that you should know too. Colorado now requires registered agents to verify their identity when accepting the role.
Good tip.
This means you or your agent will need to provide some personal information like a driver's license number or a business ID when you file your articles of organization. And the goal is to cut down on fraud and make sure that every LLC has a real reachable contact. So the big takeaway here, don't treat the registered agent as just another box to check. Just choose someone that's reliable and think about whether you want your address on public record, or if you'd rather just keep things private with a professional service. But even after you've picked your agent, you're not done yet by any means. The next step is where your LLC will officially come to life, and that's filing your articles of organization. And believe it or not, this is the part where most people get tripped up by the paperwork. So most people think filing your articles of incorporation is the hardest part. And while it is the thing I mentioned in the intro that trips most people up, it's actually pretty straightforward if you know what to expect. So this is the official paperwork that turns your business idea into a real legal LLC in Colorado. And here's how it works. So you'll file your articles of organization online through the Colorado Secretary of State's website. And there's no paper option either. So everything is digital in Colorado. The filing fee is $50 and you can pay with a credit or debit card. And once you hit submit and your articles are approved, your LLC officially exists in the eyes of the state. It's actually that easy. Now, what do you need for this form? Well, it's mostly basic info. So you'll need your LLC's name, right? You'll need your principal office address, which must be a physical Colorado address, no PO boxes. A mailing address, that can actually be a PO box if you want. Your registered agent's name and address, whether your LLC will be managed by members or managers, the name and address of whoever is filing the form, a statement confirming that there's at least one member, and an optional delayed effective date. This is if you want your LLC to start at a later date. Now, one thing to remember, everything you put on this form, it becomes public record. So double check all your addresses and make sure that you're comfortable with that info being out there in the public, in the public record for anyone to see. And once your articles are approved, you're not quite done yet. There's still one more document that you'll want to create. And while Colorado doesn't technically require it, skipping this step is one of the biggest mistakes that new business owners make. So let's talk about why that is. Ever seen a group project in school completely fall apart because nobody agreed on the rules? That's what running an LLC without an operating agreement can feel like. Even though Colorado doesn't require this document, it's a very smart move for every business, even if you're in a single member LLC, and here's why. An operating agreement, it spells out exactly how your LLC works. It covers who owns what, how decisions get made, how profits are split, and what happens if someone wants out. Now, if you're a solo owner, it proves that you actually own the business, which banks and lenders often want to see before they'll work with you. And the best part, you don't need a lawyer to do this. There are free templates online, ChatGPT, AI, etc. Just fill it out, sign it, and keep it with your business records. Now, once that's done, before you can start making money, you'll need to get your EIN and set up a business bank account as well. So let's break down how to do that without paying all the extra fees that can happen. So ready to make your business official? Well, here's where you get your EIN, which is your employer identification number, and you open a business bank account, which are 2 steps that keep your money protected and your LLC legit. So getting your EIN is fast and free. Just head to the IRS website, fill out a quick online application, and you'll have your EIN in about 15 minutes. There's no need to pay a third-party service whatsoever. And you can think of your EIN as your business's social security number. Even if you're a single member LLC, having an EIN, it makes it easier to open up a bank account and keeps your personal info private and your personal and business assets separated. And once you have your EIN, opening a business bank account is actually pretty easy. So most banks, they'll ask for your EIN, your articles of organization, and your operating agreement. Keeping your business money separate from your personal funds, that isn't just good for taxes, it's actually essential for protecting your liability and building your business credit as well. Now, up next, let's talk about what you need to do each year to keep your Colorado LLC in good standing. So in Colorado, every LLC has to file a periodic report each year. Skip it and you could lose your liability protection or even your business name. So here's how it works. So your periodic report is due every year by the end of your LLC's anniversary month, which is the same month that you officially formed your business. This state will send you a reminder, but don't rely on your inbox alone. So the filing fee is just $25 and you have to submit it online through the Colorado Secretary of State. Now, if you miss the deadline, you'll get hit with a $50 late fee, and ignoring it long enough, and the state can actually dissolve your LLC, which means that your business is basically erased from the record. So don't ignore it. So what do you actually need to update, right? So it's pretty easy. Just confirm your business address, registered agent, and member info. Takes about 5 minutes, but it's one of those little things that keeps your business protected and running smoothly year after year. But there's one more thing. So depending on what you do and where you're located, you might also need local business licenses or permits. Now, Colorado, they don't require a general state business license, but your city or county might require that. So for example, if you're selling products, you'll probably need a sales tax license. But always check with your local government so you don't accidentally operate without the right paperwork, because doing so could get you in trouble. And now let's say that you want to get a business loan, sign a big contract, or expand to another state. Well, you'll probably be asked for a certificate of good standing. And this is just a quick way to prove that your LLC is up to date with all state requirements and fees. Now, the good news, in Colorado, you can get this certificate for free in minutes. Just search your business name on the Secretary of State's site, click Get a Certificate of Good Standing, and download the PDF instantly. It's very easy to do. Now, if you haven't kept up with your annual reports or you owe fees, you won't be able to get their certificate until you fix those issues. So staying on top of your annual filings, it isn't just about avoiding penalties. It really keeps your business flexible and ready for new opportunities. Keeping your LLC in good standing, it doesn't have to be stressful either. You can set a reminder for your annual report, double check your local license requirements, and know that you can pull your certificate of good standing anytime that you need it. That's how you keep your business protected and positioned for growth without any, last minute surprises that really slow you down. Now, if you don't trust yourself or just want, someone else to help you with this, well, I advise you to use a service like Northwest Registered Agents, which again, you can click right up here to check out, as they will really help you stay in compliance year after year while you try to run your own profitable business and focus on that instead of all the paperwork. That said, if you have any questions for me or you're a little bit confused about the process or anything, just drop me a comment below and I will do my absolute best to help you out as soon as possible. As always, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.